The energy debate continues to soar here in Australia. You have the current government spruiking big plans to be emissions-free by 2050, and it's selling a clean energy bill. Then you have the coalition led by Peter Dutton selling you nuclear plan, and a state government here that essentially backs coal and hydro. And I've made no secret that I'm a huge supporter of coal, but we do need to start searching for cleaner ideas. And why I do support nuclear and believe that we need to give it a chance, I do agree that we also need to explore cleaner options when considering our energy future. And I think most Australians will agree with me. We just want cheaper energy prices. We don't really care how we get it. We want the government to figure it out. But did you know that Queensland leads the country in attracting investment in the resources and clean energy sector? I had no idea, to be brutally honest. I know that Queensland is quite often referred to as coal country. So I was shocked to learn that the Queensland government has paused 3 wind farm projects. One already had been approved, while the others were expected to be approved imminently. So why? Well, it's a good question. And to help us all understand it a little better is spokesperson for the Clean Energy Council and former Channel 9 and 2GB broadcaster Chris O'Keefe. He joins me on the line. Chris, a very good morning to you.
G'day, Peter. Thanks for having me.
I find this very interesting, Chris, considering the clean energy sector delivers some $68 billion to regional Australia, including direct payments to farmers and local communities. I find it strange that here in Queensland, the Premier wouldn't be interested in looking after the bush.
Yeah, well, I think that the Crisafulli government's made no bones about the fact that they're interested in investment wherever they can get it, including in the clean energy sector. And we'll just take a step back, and this is all about community consultation and the Clean Energy Council and the industry itself. We are not opposed to mandated community consultation. In fact, we welcome working with the Crisafulli government on this. But it is important that the businesses building these projects are engaged properly by the government when decisions like these pauses are made. Now, we want a transparent and standardised process. Of course we do, and so do communities, right? We just don't want to roll into town and disregard local communities. We want to ensure the local roads are not damaged and the community benefits from the projects. Now, just to put this into perspective, we are talking about thousands and thousands of jobs. These are extremely important projects for Queensland and for Australia more broadly. The 4 wind projects caught up in this are going to employ something like 1,000 people to build them. I'm talking about sparkies, concreters, truck drivers, crane operators, and not just in regional Queensland, but the suburbs of Brisbane. There'll be people, tradies listening right now in Ipswich and North Lakes who'll be thinking to themselves, well, these are very well-paid jobs. Yeah. There's a pipeline of work there for people to build this stuff, and our view is, well, shouldn't we try to protect these jobs the best we can? How is consultation broken down? Is it broken down between the Clean Energy Council and the government or local community members? Is that what you're saying? So it's farmers and the like that may be a little bit confused about what's happening? I mean, are they reluctant to have wind farms in their backyard? There's a little bit of that, and I think that community consultation is extremely important. That's why I think the Crisafulli government's step to mandate it as part of the process is a good one, and that's something the Clean Energy Council does welcome. Now, the landholders themselves, because these are one-on-one negotiations with landholders, so you could have a farmer being paid up to $40,000 a wind turbine, so that can be hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not $1 million a year for these farmers. All of a sudden, they don't have to worry about the financial implications of drought. Neighbouring landholders are also paid by the renewable energy companies. And there are also community funds that the industry and the projects themselves set up to help, fix up the local footy club's sheds, update the town hall, whatever it may be. But without a doubt, it is important that these local communities have a voice in the approvals process. And if the Crisafulli government wants to mandate that, then the industry welcomes it. Yeah, it's interesting because these farmers would have to consider offers from coal companies, from natural resource companies as well, gas companies to mine on their properties. I think most of them would have drill rigs working out there. So it's not unfamiliar territory. I think personally, being that I spent so much time in the coal mines, Chris, that I think that farmers tend to get caught up in, there's only one type of energy. A lot of them don't want to turn their backs on coal. They're worried, and rightly so, because we've had governments in the past and in the present that cannot provide us with cheaper energy. No, I understand that, but I think for the communities, there's a question about, well, okay, how is this good for our area? And if you're in a regional town in Queensland, that's a fair enough thing to worry about. So the mandating of the community consultation part of the approvals, we welcome, and for that exact reason. But the money going into these communities is significant. The jobs it creates is huge. Just to put this into perspective, right? So one of these projects that's been paused will have 300 construction jobs in just one project. Now, a copper mine near Cloncurry employs 150 people during construction. Now, both of these can coexist. It is jobs. It is good jobs. Yeah. And these are jobs, I think, that most Queenslanders would like to stay in Queensland.
So what's next?
Well, what's next is we'll engage with the Crisafulli government to ensure that this process is transparent and the industry has a seat at the table. And as the industry body, we represent 1,000 members in the clean energy space right across Australia, and we look forward to engaging in conversation with the Crisafulli government as this moves forward, because investment is key in Queensland. There is billions and billions of dollars coming into regional parts of Queensland, and we believe that needs to be not just protected but grown.
I will chat to the Premier this week, Chris. We'll put it to him. We'll try and get a straight answer and figure out exactly what is happening on his end. Before I let you go, I couldn't let you go without putting your broadcaster cap back on. I know you've walked away. Tony Jones v Novak Djokovic. Chris O'Keefe, go for it.
Oh, leaving that one to you, Fegs. Good luck.
I tried. Good on you, Chris. Thanks for jumping on the line.
See you, mate.
There he is, the spokesperson for the Clean Energy Council, Chris O'Keefe, former broadcaster with 2GB and Channel 9, of course, great fella, and he knows his stuff. It's a very interesting conversation because, look, I know a lot of Queenslanders, and I've been very critical of cleaner energy, and I've been very critical of renewables. That's only because it's driven by a bonehead by the name of Christopher Bowen who can't sell it. But when you have someone intelligent like Chris O'Keefe that comes on and explains it, there's an interesting argument there. I mean, there is a lot of money in construction here. There is a lot of jobs on the line here, and there's money for farmers. So it's interesting that it's been paused. So it's something we definitely need to take up with the Premier when we speak to him this week and figure out exactly what's gone on, because I'm sure there are some things within government that he's not privy to. I mean, he's got sectors and bureaucrats working for him, so I'm sure he'll be briefed up on it. He may be across it, I'm not too sure, but it'd be very interesting to find out.